Welcome to another episode of Psychic Diaries. I'm Michael Lamport, and I'm the producer and narrator of Rescue Mediums. And with me, as always, is the wonderful Jacky Dennison, who is the host of Rescue Mediums and the owner of Feathers Academy of Clairvoyance in Northwich, England. And again, we're really lucky to have the wonderful Megan Downs, who is a psychic and psychic healer and paranormal investigator with us. And I'm the one that's in Toronto, Canada, and my hair is so long and hasn't been cut for, I don't know, 6 months. And we are in a big lockdown here. So what I've decided to do is, rather than try to find a way to get a haircut, I'm gonna let it grow so my hair can be as long as Megan's.
Oh, your look's beautiful.
And so do you.
Thank you.
I think you're doing very well with your hair, Michael, actually. We're in lockdown. You're doing very well with your hair, you know. But we're in lockdown here in England as well. And I hack my hair, which is is okay because it's a little bit spiky, so you can't see where the very short ones are. When I've gone, oh, that was a little bit much, wasn't it?
I guess I'll sort of be the mediator in a way, and just for the viewers that are looking at us right now, I mean, I hope they're not looking at me. And I want to ask Megan, when did you first get into the psychic arena, as it were?
It was when I was, well, I used to see spirit when I was young and hear spirit as well and dream about spirit. But I mainly started to get into it when I started to go to music college in Manchester. And the reason being is because I was studying music and the rehearsal rooms were downstairs and they were soundproof walls, and I was aware that I could see spirit, but I was at that age where I just wanted to focus on my music and studying. And I used to see spirit down there whilst I was rehearsing with the band, and I did wonder why, and it didn't make sense. And I knew the building was old, and there were times when I even went to the bathroom on my own, and it was like the old-fashioned tiles and the taps, you know, like you see in films.
Yeah.
But I didn't think anything of it because music was on my mind, and I saw things in there, and I thought, this is really strange. And then it is actually only recently that I've found out that it used to be a hospital for patients in the war, and downstairs in the rehearsal rooms used to be a morgue, and that's probably why I was seeing so much. And I actually started to open up then, and people were listening because I used to describe.
Wow. Now, how did you and Jacky actually meet?
So my mum actually was listening to the radio at the time around Halloween when she was driving, and they were talking about ring in with your like spooky stories, and we'll broadcast it and so on. And this woman rang and she said, it's not a spooky story, but I just wanted to tell everybody that there's a lady in Northwich that really helped me, and she's called Jacky Dennison, and she's helped me with something personal, and it's really comforting and enlightening for me. And my mum heard like Feathers Academy on the radio and the name Jacky, so she was like, okay, this is a sign. So my mum actually got in touch with Jacky, and I was too young at the time to go on classes. So my mum, bless her, she went on the courses to help me. And then when I was old enough, I went on the classes, and that is when it went like, it just went literally, like the psychic just went, and it was amazing.
So, you recently had some feathers, for example, come into your life unexpectedly. Isn't that correct?
Yeah. So the other day, I mean, feathers are common anyway. They're a common sign from spirit, to let us know that we're being protected and that angels are around, which is lovely. And as I'm saying this, there's a robin on the bird table. Yeah, and I was on a walk the other day. It was lovely, and this has never happened before, never. And I just suddenly like looked up for no reason, and I saw a feather like start to float down. So I went like that, and it landed right in my palm. And I was like, Mum, and she nearly slipped in the mud because she turned around and was like, oh. I was like, Mum, look. So it just brought a smile to my face. It's amazing, isn't it? It's never happened before.
It is amazing. And then Jacky, when you and Megan met, how did you sort of nurture her spirituality and her psychic abilities?
Yeah, well, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit for that. As much as I would love to take all the credit for it. But I have an absolutely amazing partner here at Feathers, Steve Furlong. And it was Steve that actually trained Jacky, who is Megan's mum. And then Megan was sort of introduced to both of us through her. So we both got to know Megan. But yes, Steve was the one that I think really started to put your spiritual ability into some sort of form, or helped you to do that. And then of course since then I've become your psychic mummy and he's your psychic daddy. And we've both helped to nurture you really, Megan, haven't we, in that way. And you and I have become very, very close over the years. And you've taken all the workshops that we've done. So Megan has this amazing ability to be able to adapt to anything that spirit sort of throw at her, anything that spirit will want her to learn. She's like, oh please, yeah, let me learn about this. I want to know all about that. And so she looks into the into the broad expanse of the different ways that spirit can work with you, and she embraces that, and she doesn't go, oh no, that's a load of rubbish. She might try something and then think that's a load of rubbish, but you always try it first, don't you, Megan, just to see. I know that you, because I taught you how to do tea leaf readings, didn't I? That's something now you offer yourself to your clients. And that's
that is amazing, because with full disclosure on this show now, Megan did a tea leaf reading for me, and it was so spot on. It was amazing. And I don't drink a lot of tea. I usually drink a lot of wine. but it made me feel completely differently about like drinking tea and seeing what's left in your cup.
It's awesome.
It's amazing.
It really is. And of course, when we work, you can actually just look at the shapes of the tea leaves and they all have meanings. But when you use your mediumship at the same time, which is what I always teach all my students anyway, to use bring mediumship into anything, whether it's card readings or crystal ball, water scrying, whatever it happens to be, you bring that in as well. And it really does make a big difference, because you're not just using your psychic ability, you're using your clairvoyant ability as well, which is what Megan does when she does her readings, her tea leaf readings. Because I know that you've done a reading for me Megan, we sat in that lovely little quaint little tea shop, didn't we? Me, you and your mum, and you did me a little reading there, which was lovely, absolutely lovely, because not many people do readings for me, and I love it.
The great thing, and if people that are watching go to veryparanormal.com, you can see Megan's tea leaf reading thing, because what was fascinating to me is that when you looked in the cup, you pointed out a dragon, I believe.
I did. Yeah,
and as I was watching that, I was thinking, oh my God, yeah.
Did you see it?
Dragon.
It wasn't it? I was mind blown. Honestly, spirit never failed to amaze me, even when I'm doing the reading. It's like, wow.
That's how it should be, isn't it? You know, the day that we stop being, the day we stop having that like, oh wow factor, is the day when we go, do you know what, this is not working anymore, because they truly are amazing. And the shapes that we see, whether it's tea leaves or whether it's in water scrying or oil readings or sand readings, whatever it is, we're meant to see it. So one person might see a dragon, someone else might see something else, you know, and it's all about perception and how we see things. So I love it. I just love my job. Absolutely. I get to meet wonderful people like Megan Downs and Michael Lamport. I mean, how good is that?
Do you know, it's amazing how like the tea leaves are so old fashioned, and like, even rune stones. I love the old fashioned way of like you know, divination. I love it. It's amazing. It's incredible.
Yeah, because in your wonderful episode about tea leaf readings, you talk about its history, and it's hundreds of years old.
Yeah, it is. It fascinates me. I just thought, how did people at the time have a cup of tea and then like they finished the drink and then they'd noticed like bits of tea leaves at the bottom, and then how that little moment is literally like changed the world. You know what I mean?
It's so true, isn't it? Because
they didn't have TV.
Who was the first person to look into the bottom of their cup and go like, well, I think this means this. I don't know who the first person is.
It's so clever. It's like the Egyptians when they built the pyramids, and how they didn't have technology now like we do. How did they do it?
No, I know.
It fascinates me.
Yeah.
It's like, how did they build Stonehenge?
Yeah. Oh.
Like, what the heck was going on there?
You know what we should do? We should do a meditation where we go back to a time like you're with the Egyptians that are building that pyramid. It's like, can we take a trip back in time and see that? That would be great, wouldn't it? You know,
Jackie, I would love to get on a plane and go to Egypt with you to see the
pyramid. Yes.
That would be amazing.
No, that's true. That would be a fascinating thing to actually do.
Yeah.
And see what the meditation comes up with.
Maybe we should try that. Maybe we should try it. Yeah. Food for thought. I like it.
And then my hair will be longer. Although I have to dye it the same color as Megan's. So we could be twins, but she would be the prettier one.
Thank you.
Well, do you know what? That is really, really weird. I had a dream last night about twins. I honestly, I said to my hubby this morning, I had a really, really weird dream last night. I had a dream that I was pregnant at 62 and I was pregnant with twins.
Wow.
And that's how I knew it was a dream. But yeah, and you've just broken my dream. Now,
that's so strange, Jackie, because the story I was telling you about when my mum was listening to the radio.
Yeah.
I won't go into detail because it's personal, but the mum that rang it through on the radio, she was talking about her two sons and they were twins.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you might remember it.
I mean, I think it's interesting that your mum's name is Jacky, and here's another Jacky.
I know.
I mean, that's sort of odd too, isn't it?
Meant to cross paths definitely in this life.
Yeah.
And the next.
Because your mum does past life regression as well. She's a past life regression therapist, isn't she? And she's very good.
Yeah, she is very good. I want another one.
Yeah. So maybe she could do a past life regression with us all and take us back to ancient Egypt or wherever and see if we all see, where do we connect? Where do we all connect?
Yeah.
You know,
I think that would be a really great idea.
Yeah.
For a show like this. Yeah.
Have a word with her, Megan, and see what she says. Yeah.
She has done group meditation. She has done group past life regression before, but she has to really take control of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I know within the classes we do at Feathers, we do, as you know, because you've done it with us, we do a group meditation, which is a past life, and we go into a past life as a group, which is always very interesting because we get everybody to write things down anyway. But it would be nice for me to be regressed by someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and for us all to see. If we were to set a timeline, I don't know whether this would work or not. If we were to set a timeline that we all meditated on a particular timeline in a, you know, wherever in the world, where would we all be? Would we have known each other then? You know, had our paths crossed in some way? Yeah, it would. It's like you're setting the scene almost to see what would happen, rather than going into a past life and it being, you know, one person is in one century, another person is, you know, and in different parts of the world. It'd just be an experiment, which I thought would be really interesting. I'm always
I think it would be fascinating.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Because if we did meditate and go back there, I mean, I know that I always take the comedic angle, but it would be very funny. Just because of the hair, like if, you know, Megan had really, really short hair and my hair was like absolutely longer. and I don't know what that would mean.
And you'd be a female and Megan would be a male.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah, because I know that I've been male and female through my little journeys that I've done, exploration in my past life. I can remember one very, very vivid one. I won't go into it now because it'll take too long. But I was in France in the late 1700s, and I was male, and I could see myself in a like a long mirror. I could see what I was wearing, what my hairstyle was like, and I would have had really short hair. I would assume, because I had one of those big wigs on that they used to wear.
Yeah.
So, and I had a very fancy jacket on. It was really nice, like silver and pale blue, all silky. Wow. It was little frills at the cuffs.
Well, I remember, Jacky, when I think you did a past life regression with me, and it turned out that I was a soldier, or I don't know, like a commandant or whatever it was, in East Berlin, when Russia was there. And I remember to this day how clearly it was that I was putting on my uniform, combing my hair, which wasn't as long as it is now. And I remember it, like, seriously, as clear as day.
What are you up to next, Megan? What have you got on the agenda?
I am so it's strange with bringing up the past life regression, because I genuinely think I was a Viking or something in a past life. I've got an obsession. I think I was a little woman in a cottage in a forest at some point, and now I think I'm a Viking with an axe or something.
You should get the hat with the horns.
I know. So, excuse me, I'm actually learning rune stones at the moment. I bought some rune stones, and I'm looking forward. I'm having a Zoom meeting with Jacky on Friday. Actually, she's going to show me, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And Jacky, do you remember when you told me about the 3 swirls, that logo that you said on the card? Guess what I found? So I've been so busy over lockdown. So I bought a book. And look what's on it.
Oh my God.
That's it.
I found
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, a little book that I'm going to write everything down on meditations, what I'm learning. So my runestones are going to go in there. So
Brilliant.
that's what I've been focusing my mind on. And
what do you call those 3 things? The try something, right?
Yeah, I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it right, so please forgive me, but it's Triskelion, I think.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Is it Triskelion?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Egyptian in history, or like where does it come from?
I've only done a little bit of research about it, but it does mean like past, present, future. And I keep seeing number 3 everywhere and 333. So it does symbolize number 3. Like what was it? Past, present, future. Something to do with the earth. It was the elements. I can't remember what it was now. But it does. It means moving forward and
continuation, isn't it?
Yeah,
continuation of life. And,
life. Is it life
but
reincarnation?
those spirals, the spirals, though, you see the spirals in many ancient cultures. You know, and culture have had that symbol, and then the same culture, like thousands and thousands of miles away, have the same thing. You know, they've got the same symbols, the same emblems. There's a connection somewhere. They're very, very strong, powerful. Symbols are always very powerful.
I wonder why we've lost some of that, though, Jacky.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, especially in today's world, have become very cynical, but we seem to have lost the momentum of what those symbols mean to us. And I just think it's important that we should try to bring that back into our lives.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Because with the Reiki, which you do Reiki, Megan, don't you, as well?
I do.
And you use symbols in Reiki, power symbols, so that you can send like distant healing to people, or you can give them the power symbol that is all of this healing energy, boom, in one thing. So yeah, they are powerful, very, very powerful.
If you can, Megan, if you can send me some a Reiki for the my back, because it's really bad right now.
Oh, I definitely will.
Megan, send in some Reiki for his hair, will you, as well? I'm in our Oriental room here at Feathers, Megan.
Oh, I love it in there.
Yeah, so I thought I'd wear red and black because the room is red and black. We've got a red table cover and black behind us. So I thought I'll match with the room today.
I have my red Jasper on today.
Oh, look at that, how in tune that we are, yeah.
I've only recently bought it, it's new. I was so drawn to it. I've never bought a red Jasper before. So
how were you drawn to it? What made you go towards the red Jasper?
It was the colour, actually. It was a deep red.
Yeah.
So
that's a very grounding colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is the red? One of the favorite red crystals. There's one that a lot of people get, and I don't know what it's called, or I forget what it's called.
A crystal.
Yeah.
Is it carnelian?
Oh yeah.
Carnelian's sort of an orangey red, isn't it?
Jacky, as you said that, as you asked me what were you drawn to with my crystal, on your right On your right side, yeah, I saw red, and now it's gone.
Oh, that'd be interesting to see when we have a look at the tape what it's like. Well, you know, that's the side that Red Cloud always stands here. Yeah. Jeremiah stands behind me or in front of me, but Red Cloud stands here. As Michael will know that when I'm sometimes on camera, all of this side of my neck goes completely red because he stands so close, and that's his mark to me. So yeah, so you could be seeing his energy.
I've never seen that before on camera. Wow. Wow.
It's a great grounding stone though, isn't it? The red jasper as well. And the red stone, were you thinking of a ruby, Michael?
Yeah, maybe, but I don't think it is the ruby stone. I think there's another name for it, because I think it involves like connection and love and something like that. And I don't think it's called ruby, and I can't remember. I'll Google it. Google knows everything.
I love the crystal.
Google is like a spirit, right? You know, it's just like ask it something and it goes like, yeah, okay. It's like Siri.
Alexa. And then Alexa starts talking to you in the night when she's switched off.
Yeah.
It's like spirit.
Well, you know, that's the thing, because spirit can use electrical equipment.
Yeah.
You know, they can use the phones, they can use your keyboards. I've had a computer I went to do an investigation in somebody's house, local here. And whilst we were there, the computer, and it was an old-fashioned one, because it was probably about 15, 20 years ago. It was the big, you know, the big tower that you used to have with the big monitor. Megan, you're too young to know what that one is, but that's what it used to be. And while we were there, it turned on. The whole thing turned on, and it was switched off. You had to physically, you know, it's not like it's doing an update and then it'll just automatically come on. The whole thing was switched off, and the guy who was the homeowner, he was a bit of a skeptic. Him and his wife, she called us in, and he was ready to run through the door, because it was his computer and it had never happened before.
Well, we've had that, haven't we, Jacky? When we've been shooting episodes of Rescue Mediums, the opposite of that, where our cameras and our sound and everything has been genned up, and it's all good. Yeah. And then bang, it just goes.
Everything, including the monitors that the director has. So Greg had it's like he could see what was on each camera there. So he was got the screen with two cameras on. He could see what was going on. Even that went, the whole, on one episode, everything just went completely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's odd. But I also think it's very interesting. Like, why did they shut it down? Like,
I was thinking that.
Yeah. Well, on that occasion, the family was so scared. They were all sleeping in the same room. I think there were either 2 or 3 children, and mum and dad, obviously, but they were also scared. They were sleeping downstairs in like a basement area because they wouldn't go upstairs, and it was in the basement area that everything shut down.
That's right.
Yeah. So
but like we were saying, and like Megan was thinking, is like, why? Like, why would spirit do that? I mean, would they be not frightened? Would they be concerned about what we might find out?
Yeah. I'm going to have to go to the episode now and see what we did. And see what we did. But you know, it's a number of different reasons, because of course they will use spirit or energy. So they will use energy to give them the power, to harness that power. So fear is a huge energy on its own. So if there is a spirit that is frightened of something, frightened of going over to the spirit world for whatever reason, or frightened of someone else who may be in the spirit world, we've had that happen as well. Yep. Where, you know, spirit's been frightened of going over because someone is actually stopping them from going over. So there's a number of different reasons why they will use that energy, or simply to try and intimidate us as well, because we've had that where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna scare you away here, you know, you're not gonna move me on.
That's very true. Yeah. And it makes me think, which is, I don't want this to be depressing, but when the three of us get to a point where we are going to cross over, I wonder if we will resist, if we'll go like, no, I'm okay, I'll stay here. Or will we go, what is that, gently into that long night? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I will definitely be getting my wings going, and off I'm gone.
Well, I'll get my hair cut before I go.
Get your hair cut beforehand, Michael. Yeah, that's a good idea. We don't want to scare anybody there.
No, because Megan can scare the people because of her long hair.
Do you know, it's funny you should mention this about electricity, because I did an online reading a couple of days ago, and I said, it was quite early on in the reading, I said, oh, I'm seeing like a light bulb flickering, and she, bless her, she'd never had a reading before, and facing her, the lamp started doing that flickering. And she was like, oh my god, and she was panicking, and I said, no, it's just spirit, whoever was coming through, which I knew who it was just letting her know, it's confirmation that they were there. And she did start to ground, you know, her energies did start to calm down, and she was overwhelmed. But it was perfect timing.
Yeah.
You know. Well, you know, that's great. Maybe because people sometimes need to have that visual, don't they, to be able to, you know, something that you're saying to them, like, you know, oh, your grandma's here, and she's saying this, and she's going to let you know she's around, and then the light flickers, her light flickers. It's like, it's a confirmation, as you say. It's like the music as well, because when I'm doing readings for people, I very often have the music just very, very low. So if they were with me in the room, it has more of an effect, really, because of the volume. But spirit will mess with that, and they'll stop it. So say there's 8 tracks on the CD, they may stop it on number 3 or number 5, and then that number has a meaning, or that particular theme to that song, which is, like I say, very, very gentle, has a meaning, or, you know, there's something that we need to address at that point. So the tape has stopped, the CD has stopped with something that you're saying, and then it'll start again when you confirm it. So yeah, they will use sound.
Do you think then, Jacky, that like when we all like go to sleep, I think we all think of some music and that, and if there's something that is constant in our heads, do you think that might be a sign of something that we should pay attention to?
Yeah, I do. And it could just be that subconsciously we've heard something somewhere, and it is just a subconscious thought. Or it could be that we've got issues going on, and this is our way of solving the problem. But it can be that spirit wants us to listen to something. So just for example, you and I, Michael, are working on a particular missing persons case at
yes.
Someone who's been missing it's a cold case. And I know that she, the lady in spirit, it works with music, and she guides us all to songs. So there's a group of us that are working with her energy, and she gives every single one of us a song.
Yeah,
And there's something in the song, because you even contacted me, Michael, and you went, well, I'll say her name because, you know, the more people that know about her, that hopefully we'll get some, we'll be able to find her. So Lois Hannah, who has been missing now, I think, for 30 to 33 years.
Yeah.
So Michael, you contacted me and you said, I've been woken up, this song's going over and over in my head, and I'm sure it's connected to Lois.
Yeah.
And within a space of a day, 3 more mediums who I've been working with, we've been working with, contacted us. I've had this song in my head, I'm sure it's to do with Lois. And, you know, and so, yeah. So do you find that, Megan, that you work with songs in that way?
Yeah, I get all sorts of weird and wonderful things coming through.
Yeah.
I'm so honest. I even say to the client, I'm really not sure what this means, but I'm going to say it. But yeah, it is. I have had it before. I've had, do you know Amy Winehouse, Valerie? I've had that come through before, and that was, I had to start singing it because I just felt the person that was coming through was so bubbly, and it was the funeral song, and I know it was amazing. But I think it's also because I play music, I play the piano as well. So
yeah.
Yeah. Do you know when you were talking about how spirit use electricity to also let us know that they're around, they also, I've found recently that they've used me, but in a strange way, like so like I feel dizzy, like I've grounded my energy, but I feel so dizzy and sick sometimes, and they're not ill, they're just it's their ball of energy coming to me, even though I've grounded so much, and then it leaves me. It's like I'm the lamp, you know, that's flickering like mad, you know. It puts me off balance a little bit.
Yeah, it can do. Of course, if you ground, which is the first thing you would do, you'd re-ground with something like that. But
so it's like it's moving through you.
Yeah, which it is with spirit rescue, that happens a lot, where you can actually feel them moving through you. But if you were doing a reading, are you talking about when you're doing a reading for somebody, or?
Yeah.
I would definitely ask your spirit guides to not allow that to happen, because it can throw you completely off kilter. You know, it's just because they want to come close. They want to come closer, you know, to get really excited, and they're going, oh, will you tell them this? Will you tell them this? And they get too close and too excited. And so, you know, if just stand back a little bit, or say to your spirit guide, just, you know, it's like with COVID, you know, safe distance. 2 meters.
I like it.
Let's have a safe distance here, because energy, of course, if we were talking somebody's energy now, somebody's aura, it can go out about 6 foot. As you know, it's not like just that all around your body. It's the same when you're in spirit. It's energy, and energy has form that can flow. And so if they're getting excited, they are become animated and want to connect with you. And so it feels like they're passing through, because their energy is mingling with yours. And of course, the thing that we use is our knowing. It's the solar plexus. It's like, and that can make you feel really nauseous. And because you're using your psychic ability with your third eye, it can give you a massive headache and make you feel dizzy. So that's how I would tackle that. If it keeps on happening, ask your spirit guide to, before you start a reading, it's like, can you just ask them if they come forward too much? You know, he's your doorkeeper. You know, he's there to make sure that you don't become overshadowed too much, because we allow them, you know.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's overshadowing, yeah. It's when they come very, very close. Of course, I allow it to happen when I'm doing spirit rescue work, so I can get the story. So it's very controlled. So I allow them to come close, because I want to feel what they're feeling. I want to understand why they're doing, you know, why are they haunting? Why are you here? So I allow them to do that but it's very, very controlled. And I've been doing it for a long time, so I'm very used to it. But it can still knock me off balance at times, though.
Yeah.
You know, so but certainly in a reading, I wouldn't allow it to happen in a reading. No.
No, because I felt physical pain recently as well.
Yeah. Well, that's something that they will put on you, of course, you know. So if somebody passed with a heart attack, you might suddenly feel a pain of the heart or down the arm. Or if somebody, I tell you what I do have, if somebody had passed with a stroke, I smell burnt toast. And I can smell it really, and it sort of catches at the back of my throat. If somebody's got a bad foot or a bad leg, or, you know, maybe they've broken their arm or whatever, I can feel that pain, but it's only like that and gone. As soon as I acknowledge it, it goes. I ask my spirit guide to take, you know, get them to take it off. And again, it's just that they're coming close and saying, oh, look, this is what happened to me. You know, if I've got somebody who had cancer, I feel a sickliness, which is different, a different sort of nausea that I feel. And then they usually direct me to the area of the, you know, where it is, whether it's the head or the stomach or the chest.
Do you find, sorry, Michael.
No, go ahead. Sorry, Megan.
Just quickly, do you find that you attract in readings the same sort of spirit who have sadly experienced the same sort of passing?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. No, and the same conditions as well, you know. So say I had 3 readings in a day, then they all might connect in some way. So they all might have a David in spirit, or a David on the earth plane and a David in spirit, and they all might have somebody who's, let's say, twins, because we were talking about it earlier. They may be a twin, they may have twins, or they may have the best friend's a twin, you know, or the nana was a twin, but they may all have had someone who's passed with a heart attack, or somebody who had a heart attack but then recovered and then passed with something else. So I've even had a case where I've got 2 people who were died within days of each other. So I think it was the male died, and then a few days later the female died, and 2 people on the same day said yes to that. Now that's quite precise, like one person going, then another going a few days later. The circumstances were a little bit different with each one, but it was still, that was the thing, that they've gone within a few days. So yeah, gosh. I do find that happens. It's almost as if spirit are going, right, okay, we'll have you today, similar sort of things. It'll save us on this tick list we're writing down for today. So yeah, you, and then you'll have to come next week.
They're very organised, aren't they?
Well, I wish they would be even more organised from my point of view, and maybe some hairdresser who passed over can come visit me.
You lifted any restrictions at all in Canada?
Nope. No, in Toronto it's complete lockdown till at least the end of February.
Yeah. Yeah, that's is that in the whole of Ontario, Michael?
Yes.
Because I know the other parts of Canada are not, they don't have the same lockdown, do they?
No, they don't. Although in Quebec, which is a Canadian province, as you both know, you will be arrested if you go out of your house after 8 p.m. at night until 5 a.m. the next morning. So it's really strict. But I think it's a good thing, because we all over the world, we have to stop this plague.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then we can get out and go ghost hunting again, Megan.
Yes. Oh, thank you. I'm so eager. I've got like so many ideas in my head. Oh,
it'd be great though when we can all get back to a little bit of normality.
Yes.
And then Megan and I are going to be doing a few investigations together, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, definitely.
We're going to be going and different locations. I think you've already got some in line, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where you'd like to go.
I have a really long list that I'm not going to announce on Zoom because it's a surprise. But I've already been planning. I've done so much planning. But the reason why I want you to come with me is because you're my inspiration. I look up to you and I trust you because, you know, you're my psychic mum and tutor. So I want to make sure I do it right.
Yeah.
And plus I want to take you on the experience as well.
Yeah, because I mean, we have done some investigations in the past, haven't we? Some of we did Stanley Palace in Chester as a group, didn't we? And that's a really spooky sort of building. We did some mirror scrying there. We did pendulum work as well, didn't we? There
we did.
Yeah,
that was my first ever ghost hunt.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, what a night.
Yeah. Yeah, you were a bit scared, weren't you, Megan?
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. And then you and Steve said, come on, in the break, let's do some mirror scrying, come upstairs. And we went upstairs, the three of us by ourselves. Everyone was downstairs, and was it a little hall on the side of the building?
Yeah.
You know, on a coffee break. And there must have been an event that weekend, because it's still used, you know, for events. It's not like closed off to the public. So I remember staring into this mirror thinking, right, okay, what am I doing, right? Just focus, stay calm, listen to Jacky and Steve. And then we heard bang, didn't we? And I jumped, I was on the ceiling. And Jacky and Steve were so cool and calm, collected, and Steve went around the corner and said it was a balloon that had popped. So there must have been like a children's event, and the balloons are still on the wall. But it was just coincidence. Well, it was a very spiritual coincidence that happened as I was scrying, because we heard no noises upstairs whatsoever. You know, that night, apart from that one balloon.
Yeah.
maybe Spirit does that just to like give our heads a shake, sort of go like, okay, bang.
Yeah, I've just twigged children. Children,
exactly.
Young me, children. That was a sign.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I found that spirit children will use things like balloons. For example, when I've worked a lot with, and Steve has as well, with Keith Bennett, with, you know, the little boy that was murdered by the murderers. And so Keith is very cheeky. And the first time I was introduced to Keith, he told us, one of the signs was, it was a yellow ribbon and a red balloon. And so that's his, it's always been his call sign. So we were in Feathers building, which was a building across the road from here, not here, the building that you know, Megan, when you first started. And the stairs there are quite steep. And I was talking to a police officer who was with us at the time in Feathers, and we were talking about Keith. And as we were talking about him, because he'd been having some dreams, the police officer had been having some dreams about Keith, so he came to talk to me about them, me and Steve about them. And as we stood talking, this is no word of a lie, a balloon came from the upstairs room down the stairs, and we were stood at the bottom of the stairs, so we see it, and it literally went, it was probably about 4 foot from the stairs, and it went,
wow,
right the way down, came into the room past us, went right past us, and went to the front door, and then rose right up to the ceiling. And this police officer said to me, if I hadn't have seen that with my own eyes, I would never have believed it.
Holy.
And that was Keith. And he just, all I could hear was uncontrolled laughter. And I thought, you little note. He'd done it on purpose. Yeah. But he'd done it to prove to the officer, I'm not going to give his name because he's still a police officer, and wanted to prove to him that everything he'd heard in the dream, or the communication he'd had in the dream, was Keith communicating.
Wow.
So he did it as confirmation.
That's why I think we have to, everybody and anybody that's watching this, I think that's where we've got to open our minds.
Yeah.
But, you know, like our dreams, everything, there's significance there.
Yeah.
And even if we don't think there is immediately, like you say, Jacky, just write it down.
Yeah.
And then revisit it, because it does mean something.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It doesn't always make sense right there and then. It just, you know, it makes sense eventually.
Well, mate, when you talked about the balloon, of course, my mind went to Stephen King's book, It.
Oh.
You know, with the balloon, and it's like, come on, we all float down here.
Oh,
I think that's so spooky.
I can't read anything like that, and I can't watch any horror films. I don't like watching ghost stories, even though this is what I do for a living, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend watching the first It film.
No.
Oh,
I don't like anything.
It's so good though. Because Tim Curry, yeah. But Jacky's right. I mean, I know a lot of people over here that say that they can't watch a whole episode of Rescue Mediums because it freaks them out.
Yeah.
And I remember, as the narrator of the show, I remember leaving a few messages on people's answering machine because they asked me to, and people were freaked out because I would say things like, "Thank you for calling. Now, I don't want to concern you, but don't look behind yourself right now because there's something there. Please leave a message." And people would be like, "Ah!"
Because they recognize your voice from the show, Michael, because you're the narrator.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah. Oh, well, sadly, I think we're going to have to draw this to a close. So I will say a cheers in my lovely lingo. Cheers to you both. And it's always a pleasure talking to you, Megan. All right then, my lovelies. So we shall say bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye for now. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Jackie.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Bye.